6 months ago, I hit the lowest weight of my adult life, 184 pounds, down 60 pounds from peak. I felt incredible, clear-headed, confident and in control, like I'd finally cracked the code. But then, I gained 30 pounds back. Today I want to show you why. Not just what I did, but how the system I built broke. And more importantly, how I've stepped back into it without starting from scratch. Because this isn't a story about failure. It's a story about how systems protect you even when life is pulling you away. If you've ever felt like you're off the wagon, if you've gained weight back and thought I'm back to square one, if you know what works but you can't seem to stick with it anymore, this video is for you. Let's rewind to April. I was in a rhythm. I was fasting 4 days a week. I cut out sugar. I was training, cooking, logging data, and it was working. Not just physically, but mentally. I felt like I was becoming the person I always wanted to be. Disciplined, calm, energized, clear. But then 3 big things happened fast. 1, my back flared up badly. It was the worst it'd been in years. I could barely move for weeks. 2, my calendar exploded. Post-winter social life came roaring back. Dinners, birthdays, wine nights. And 3, work got intense. Like, really intense. Projects, deadlines, pressure, everything all at once. And underneath it all, I remembered something. I really love food. I love cooking, I love wine, and I love sharing long meals with my loved ones. I never made the decision to stop. I didn't rebel or give up. I just dropped out of my system for a while, and the weight started to creep back up. For years, I operated on one simple belief: weight loss equals calories in, less than calories out. And technically that's not wrong, but it's wildly incomplete. When I started applying systems thinking to the body, I realized something huge. The body is not a calorie bank. It's a dynamic system with feedback loops and homeostatic controls. So what happens when you cut calories? Your body increases hunger to restore balance. It lowers your metabolism so you burn fewer calories just existing. And if you try to out-train it, it adapts to exercise, burning less over time. So you end up tired, hungry, and stuck. Not because you're lazy, but because your model is broken. The breakthrough came when I realized this. My understanding is the constraint. I thought I knew how weight loss worked, but I was operating with incomplete information. Reading, researching, learning from people who question the mainstream. That's when I discovered insulin, a key hormonal switch between burning fat and fat storage. The impact of inflammation on weight, energy, and cravings. How satiety is hormonal, not just about fullness. And that fasting isn't starvation, it's a metabolic lever. And suddenly, everything clicked. Here's the new model I started operating from. Control insulin, access body fat, burn fat without hunger. So if you control your insulin, you access body fat, which means you can burn fat without hunger. When insulin is high, you won't burn body fat, no matter how few calories you eat. But when insulin drops, especially through fasting or low-carb eating, your body can then switch fuel sources. It starts using stored fat as energy. And the hunger, it fades. The cravings, gone. The crashes, gone. I was eating way less, but I wasn't hungry, and that changed everything. So I designed a weekly rhythm, not a diet, but a system. So Monday, fast, which was a reset after the weekend. Tuesday, fast. This was a clarity and work-focused day in the office. Wednesday, eat. I would focus on high satiety and protein-rich meals. Thursday, fast. I would focus on water, electrolytes, and mobility. Friday, fast. I would again have another focused work day and push through to the weekend. Saturday, I would eat. This would typically be a treat day. And then Sunday, I would eat, but this would typically be another healthy day. Today it's Friday and I'm fasting. I'm not eating tonight and I'll fast all the way through to Saturday morning and I last ate on Wednesday. That's not punishment, that's not restriction. It's a deliberate choice built into a system I trust. Now here's the real story and the bit no one talks about. I didn't abandon my system because it was broken. I stopped running it because other systems became more important. I needed to fix my back. I needed to show up for my family. I needed to deliver at work. I had limited bandwidth and I made a conscious choice to reprioritize. That wasn't failure, it was life. And it was the right decision for that moment. Now, my back's better, my head is clear, my capacity's back, so I'm stepping back in. Not from scratch, not with shame, just with renewed clarity. This is the myth that we tell ourselves when we lose momentum. I'm back at square one, but that's not true. You've done the work before, the building, the learning, the design. You're not starting again, you're just re-entering the system you've already built. And that's the beauty of a well-built system. It survives interruptions, it waits for you, and it holds the door open for your return. Now this is the meta system that changed how I view progress of any kind. 1. Goals. Not get thin, but get lean, clear, and strong. 2. Build models and gather information. I had to unlearn calories in, calories out. I had to learn insulin, inflammation, and hunger as system feedback. 3. Predict outcomes. Insulin management would lead to fat loss without hunger. 4. Plan and execute. Weekly rhythm, fasting structure, anchor meals, and weigh-ins. 5. Review and adjust. When life got messy, I didn't abandon the system, I just stepped out of it. And now, I've stepped back in. That's the power of systems at work. Right now I'm in the 3-week cut phase, a focused window before our second baby arrives. Then I'll cycle through maintenance up till December. December I'll do enjoyment, and then January I'll focus in again on the cut phase. Because this isn't yo-yo dieting, this is seasonal systems cycling, built for reality, not fantasy. So if you've lost progress, if you've dropped out of your system, if you're telling yourself, I've blown it, here's the truth. You didn't fail, you reprioritized. And now you get to re-enter with wisdom, not guilt. Because systems don't punish you for stepping away. They're just there, waiting, ready for you to step back in. This is Systems for Life, and this is how we make change that lasts. And if you want to hear more from me, don't forget to check out this video here. Thanks.